A former dean at Kendall College is back in Grand Rapids with a powerful entry at ArtPrize. His wood carvings use a nursery rhyme to address the killing of George Floyd.
I talked with the artist about his sculptures at DeVos Place.
The sculptures came about as a result of thinking about Humpty Dumpty, seeing George Floyd's oval-shaped head under the knee of the neck, made me think of the Humpty Dumpty sculptures that I had already made, and the eggshells. So it came about that these sculptures came together thematically in terms of the Humpty Dumpty story and the killing of George Floyd.
What do you hope people get out of it when they look at this?
Well, I hope people think about the story. When I think about the Humpty Dumpty story, I've done some research, and I see Humpty Dumpty was at first used by the English to describe laws of thermodynamics. He was an English politician. It was also the name of a big gun during the Civil War, one of the English Civil Wars. They called it the Humpty Dumpty. And so over that time, it also was about an English politician who was overweight. And the story goes that he fell and died. And so I guess over the years, that story turned into a Humpty Dumpty falling, and so the Humpty Dumpty nursery rhyme came about. And so there's various versions of it. And on my sculpture, you'll see various nursery rhyme lines written onto the sculpture. And so what I hope people get is to be able to make the connection between fragility and you know, making the connection between the politicians who were at one time scorned in England as being too big and too fat, and make the connection with what happened to George Floyd in terms of, over time, these stories become, in my mind, changed into rhymes, nursery rhymes. And as I look at, you'll see on the front of the knee on his neck sculpture, I've created a nursery rhyme it says, George Floyd lay dying on the deck with Officer Chauvin's knee on his neck. It kind of reminds me of the Humpty Dumpty said on the wall, Humpty Dumpty had a great big fall. And it continues, but mine is not continued because I think I want people to create their own last part of that. So it's kind of a heavy theme, but I kind of wanted people to see the beauty of the wood and the forms that I've made, and while it is heavy, I think what I'm hoping for is the presentation of the three sculptures helps people to kind of get to a place where they see my idea of the nursery rhyme and the story and how it can be brought together in terms of just an aesthetic material, wood, and the beauty of the wood, and still have the beauty in the wood and can still see the material itself and get to the story somehow. It's my understanding of the story, and then my way of connecting all of those together.
You certainly did take something tragic and turn it into something stunning. It's just stunning. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's a triptych.
Yeah, it really is powerful, and you can see that again upstairs at DeVos Place.
Thank you for that.